fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in right.
This is the same white horse in Revelation, the 6th chapter. Go ahead.
And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with the vesture dipped in blood. And his name is called the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the almighty power. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, Come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power, that you may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army.
Hold on, read that again. These idiot. Well, they're not stupid. They're doing it. Somebody get the Apocrypha, 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, and start from the very top. Read that again.
It says, And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against.
Now the beast, as you know, or you should know, that's referring to NATO and the EU, and America is a part of that. So that great military force that they brag so much about, you're gonna fight in the main event. And you know what? You're going to fight against the Lord. And the Lord's going to hit you with a spiritual uppercut and kill your ass. All right? I want the brother to get me that in the Apocrypha.
This is 2nd Ezra 13:1. It says, And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the ways thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the.
That's that beast that was just read in Revelation the 19th chapter. And what verse? Read that again.
It says, Revelation 19:19, and I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on a horse and against his army.
Now, in the Apocrypha, it says men. Let's read that again.
This is 2nd Ezra 13:5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempest. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Afterward I saw the same man come down from the mountain, and call unto him another piece of a multitude. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, some of them were bound, and others some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awaked and said, Thou hast showed thy servant.
Now, the verse that he just read, he said, some were glad. Read that again.
This is 2 Ezra 13 and 13. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, some of them were bound, and others some brought of them that were offered.
Some were glad, and some of them were bound. Another word for bound is slave, enslaved. So they're going into slavery, all right? Go from there. You got something? All right, get that, and then immediately after you go from read that, go to matter of fact, you can get that Isaiah. What is that? Isaiah I believe it's the 24th chapter in the 18th verse. Yeah, the 24th chapter in the 18th. I'm sorry, the 24th chapter in the 10th verse. All right, go ahead.
This is Daniel 12 and 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
Yeah, because they're going to go into slavery. Go ahead.
Isaiah 24 and 10. The city of confusion is broken down.
That's Babylon. That's Babylon the Great. Now, we said that the word Babylon, if you look it up, it means confusion. So right here in the book of Isaiah, it's not saying Babylon, it's saying the city of confusion. Go ahead.
The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is a cry for wine in the streets. All the joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And the city is left desolate. And the gate is smitten with destruction. When thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of the olive tree, and as of the gleaning of grapes when the vintage is done. They shall lift up their voice, they shall sing for the majesty of the Lord. They shall cry aloud from the sea. 15. Wherefore glory ye the Lord, and in the fires, even the name of the Lord Yahweh of Israel, in the isles of the sea. From the uttermost parts of the earth have we heard songs, even glory to the righteous. But I said, my leanness, woe unto me. The treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously. Yea, the treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously, very treacherously.
Now, hold that point. You know what I want, brother. And Isaiah 33, and start from the first verse. So they were known as matter of fact, look up the word treacherous in the blue letter. What verse is that? That's Isaiah 16. Isaiah 24, verse 16. Yep. Look that up. As soon as you get it, I'll pass it right to you. Because, hey, we in that time, folks. we at the time. These are the scriptures that you're supposed to be reading, man. You know? We at that time. We at the door. It's right there.
Yeah, Isaiah 24 and 16 in the Hebrew, the word there is bagad, which means to act treacherously, deceitfully, deal treacherously, to act or deal treacherously, faithlessly, deceitfully, offend. Down here, to act covertly, fraudulently. Yeah, right. Perfidiously. To apply to covering, hiding, applied to fraud and perfidy.
Everything you do is a damn fraud. Talking about you going to the Middle East so you can, because you're concerned about the women in the Middle East, that the little girls can't go to school. So we're gonna send in our military and we're gonna spend a couple of $1 billion a week because we're concerned about the little Arab girls that they can't go to fucking school. Man, you over there to get their resources, man. And then most of you dumb monkey Americans, you believe anything these politicians say. All you gotta do is put a suit on, go on damn TV, you know. Oh, you know what I found out? Barack Obama, the reason why that idiot became president, because there's a term, and I want you to Google this term. It's called the cult of personality. Google that word. And when you read the definition of the cult of personality, you can look it up in Wikipedia or Merriam's dictionary or whatever. Basically, when you read it, you're going to think about Barack Obama. Okay? Because how did he come up into prominence? First of all, back in 2003, nobody knew about who the hell is Barack Obama. All of a sudden, within a few short years, this